All right, everyone. Welcome to the video I'm going to be talking about the S&P 500 at the end of the video just to set some expectations after I'm finished looking at the S&P. I'm going to be kind of pivoting over to our stocks that make up the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I'm just going to take a look through all of them just to get a general idea of where I think we are in the whole market structure. Before I get into any of this, of course, as you all know, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You are responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. I am just giving my opinion on the market here. So let's take a look here. And I just want to give a shout out to all of the new members that we have on the Discord server. We have really grown over the last the last few days, and we would also love to have you on our server as well. Again, it doesn't cost anything to be a part of our server, and we do share a lot of information on there, lots of education. So if you want access, just throw in a comment in the YouTube chat. I'll be more than happy to get an invite code out to you. But let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. All right, so I've got a count that I'm happy with right now, and this is a count for the short term. We're looking at the ES, basically the S&P futures. This is based on data that's on CME. So let's take a look at what we've got here. What I can clearly see here is we have what I believe is a completed impulse. I'm on a 2-hour chart. So let's go all the way back down here to the bottom just to kind of get a good view for where we've come from. Again, this is mostly for the new members here. So again, we've got a nice impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to the 1, A, B, C into the 2, and then we've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3, A, B, C into the 4, and then we've got a nice 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete that move, which is currently being outlined as an A correction. So from this big move down, we're basically correcting a corrective move. And what that means is we've had a nice 5-wave move down to create a larger A wave, okay? A larger A wave, meaning this is the first move of many corrective moves. 5 moves, and then we've got 5 up to the A. So we've got 5 down into this A, a bigger A, and then 5 up to a smaller A, which means we're going to be going down for the B. Now we're working on a much larger B wave right now. It's going to take a long time for this thing to resolve, okay? So basically we have an A, and then we're looking for an A, B, C to complete the B, and then we're going to be looking for the larger move down to complete the C. Personally, I think that we're going to have a downward move for the next 2 to 3 months, and then we're going to have an upward move for the following 2 to 3 months. I think we're probably going to top out somewhere around election time, Christmas time, in that general area. When we're talking about the December futures closing, I think that we're still going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 to 3,300. I think that's likely where this is going to resolve at the end of the year. So what does that mean? Does that mean, well, that's pretty much where we are right now. Maybe I shouldn't be investing any money right now? No, that's not what that means at all. That simply means that there's going to be some consolidative moves, and we're going to see moves lower. We're likely going to see moves back down to 26 to 2,800. More than likely that's going to happen. I'm saying that we're going to resolve the year somewhere in that 3,000 to 3,300 range. That's where I kind of been expecting it to go. It's just my opinion. So what I have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is good for a wave 4, by the way. I like the way that this looks, the way that it resolved. It turned out to be, quite nice. Quite nice. I'm really happy with the way that that corrective move resolved. We were expecting, back when we were in this range, we were expecting a sell-off, a 1, 2, and we were expecting a sell-off here, right? That didn't happen, right? That didn't happen. We actually ended up going in the opposite direction. So what we were expecting was, again, maybe this being the top. We're looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we were expecting a 1, 2, and then from up here we were expecting this thing to continue moving down. But when we were in that price action, I was really quick to say, we had some absorption in the market right here, so we're probably going to go up, and we went up a significant amount since then. And we're still above that point right now. Right now we have had a retest of this right here, but I do think that we're probably going to come back down to 27, 28, somewhere in that range over the next couple months. Okay, so assuming this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we completed the A, then we go down for the B. We expect the B to be um, 3 waves of its own. So we expect this to be an ABC, right? So if this was the A that we completed up here, again, so we'll pull this down here. If this was the A, then we're starting to work on the B, okay? And then I think we've already had the A of the ABC. So this again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down here to the A, and then we have an A, a 5, a 3, and you can pull 5 waves out of this. It's not clean. I have it labeled as an ABC, but this takes us up here to the B. Since we've taken out this low, I have changed my thought, because originally I thought we would go a little bit higher, maybe 230, 200 or so. Didn't get there. It didn't get there. So I'm saying this is an A, a B, and a C. So again, we've got 5, A, B, C into the A, B, C into the B, A, B, C into the C, and then you can call this an A, B, C into this C, which is finishing the B. So again, A, B, and then we go down for the C. Now, how long is this going to take? That's usually what we have, to figure out. If we're taking the length of the A projected from where we're saying the top of this B wave is, I'm going to expect this to take just a little bit longer. So this is probably going to complete sometime around July 1st. Possibly this is going to complete around June 29th. Very possible this ends June 29th, which is 4 days away. One way or another, I think we have a little ways to go for this to complete. And I can see we've got to clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here into the 1. And then we're moving up for the 2. I think we're going to kind of move up a little bit. Now, how high are we going to go up? We really don't know. We don't know how high this is going to go. But we do have some tools that we can use to help us kind of predict where this is going to go. So I'm going to use fib here real quick. I'm going to use my fib retracement. I'm going to start up here at the top, tick it off on the top, come all the way down to the bottom, and I expect us to go to the 50 or the 618, which is going to be about 3075 to 3100. So somewhere in this range, I would expect selling to kick in again. All right, so you got to be ready for this. You got to be ready, because this is going to be where our algos are going to be set to sell. This is where algos are going to be set to sell. If we break up above that, then we've got something else going on, and I was wrong. And I'm happy to admit when I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, and that's okay. All right. So we have our high probability short zone up here in this range, right? That's where I'm kind of expecting this thing to go. All right. Again, because I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we go for an A, B, move up for the C. And this is probably going to happen in the next day, I would imagine. Probably within the next 24 hours, maybe even sooner than that. I guess if it's within the next 24 hours, anything less than 24, it's going to be sooner than that. But regardless, I think it's going to happen before 24 hours are up. We're going to get up here into this range, and I think we're probably going to have a steeper sell-off, okay? When you're talking about a wave 3, right, so we've got a good example right in front of our faces right now. Let's just go ahead and zoom in and just take a real good look at this. Take a look at this. I'm going to go down to a 15-minute time frame just so that we can get a better look at what this structure looked like. This is exactly what you would want to see in a wave 3. You've got a nice wave 1, A, B, C into the 2, and then what do you have? A steep sell-off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3. Okay. We have a steep sell-off in a 3. 3 waves usually have a lot more thrust behind them. And so that's where I'm seeing this go for this next phase. Again, we've got a nice wave 1 here. We're looking to put in wave 2, which comes in waves of 3. Corrections always come in waves of 3. You impulse in 5, you correct in 3. So we've got a 1, a 2, or sorry, an A, a B, and a C. And does that have any technical backing behind it? Because that's always where we want to see and get some validation. Is this up here at 3079 to 3100? Is there any technical measure behind that? Is that going to be a logical place for that to end? All right. So right up here we have 100% equality at 3060. The 123.6 is going to be 30.70 or 30.6850 technically. So possible that it only goes up this high and it doesn't quite get up as high as what I'm originally thinking. We're just going to have to wait and see. If it breaks beyond this, if it breaks beyond 3,100, then we're going higher. We're going higher. Something else is going on, and whatever correction we just completed is done, right? So if this is a 1, 2 instead of an A, B, then we should see some accelerated buying because again, impulsive moves, the third wave tends to have a lot more velocity, a lot more velocity. What I'm expecting to happen is we complete an A, B, C up here, somewhere in this range, we're going to complete the C, and then we're going to have selling velocity to the downside to complete this last three, this third wave down, right? So we've got this one working on the two, and then we're going to see some more velocity selling moving to the downside. All right. So keep an eye on 3060, which is going to be the 382. And then, of course, looking up here at 3075, and it may not get that high depending on how weak the market is. But again, on the other side of 3,100, if we break above 3,100 at this point, then chances are pretty good that we're going to end up just moving up some more. So just kind of keeping an eye on that. Let me go back to a 2-hour time frame and talk about where I'm thinking that we possibly end. So I released this to Insured a while back, where we're kind of chopping right now, which is okay. If this is an A, B, then we're looking for a C. If this is a larger 1, 2, then we're seriously going to be going much lower. Now, I'm not a super bearish person on the stock market right now, but so a couple targets that we have here. We talk about this all the time where we've got our targets here. So we're going to be looking for probably 280 to 285 initially. We're going to be looking for some bouncing around there. If we happen to get all the way down here, we're going to bounce, right? We're going to have some significant bouncing here, but we're going to be going much lower if we do happen to get down here. If we get all the way down here to 260 to 265, or really 2600 to 2650, if we do come all the way down here, then after our relief rally, we're going to have an automatic rally here guaranteed, right? We're going to have a relief rally, and we're going to be cutting really deep, really deep in the markets. But again, what I expect to happen is to have ourselves moving up through election time, and after that, then we'll update when we get there. I don't want to talk too much into the future because nobody really knows what's going to happen in the future, right? We have to trade the charts and we have to see, what things look like. Right now, we're currently trading above support, which our support is going to be this level right here. Let's just go ahead and just mark this out. We've got some significant support right here, which we're currently trading above, and 2970, 2975. That's where our major support is going to be. That's outlined by this resistance, this resistance, this resistance. Broke through support. We tried to break down below, but we bounced right up and out of it. And I think we're probably going to come back down here and test it again. Coming down here doesn't seem out of the question. Coming down a little bit lower, I would like to see lower prices. Of course, it's going to give me an opportunity to buy a little lower as well. Okay, so that's really what I wanted to discuss on the S&P 500. So let's just do a real quick check on what things look like. Let's go ahead and pull up. All right, we're going to pull up this chart over here. And what we're going to do, we're going to be looking at some Dow Jones stocks. We're going to take a look at Dow Jones because things, some things look really good. I mean, look at JP Morgan, had a really nice open today. A lot of things are looking good to buy. RTX looks good to buy. Freaking Boeing looks good to buy. Bank of America looks good to buy. JP Morgan looks okay. I mean, I don't know that I would buy it now because it's already had its push, but it did look okay. All right, so some of these things do look all right to buy. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't buy Citigroup, I wouldn't buy ADT or anything like that. But let's just take a look at the Dow. Let's take a look at Apple. Let's take a look at United Healthcare. I believe this is Home Depot, Goldman Sachs. Let's take a look at Microsoft and Visa. Let's take a look at the good old cheeseburger, McDonald's, Golden Arches. We looked at Boeing. Let's take a look at 3M. Do any of these look like they're okay to buy? I mean, if we take a look at the daily on Apple, way overbought. I think this guy is going to be moving down. You can see the daily actually just crossed bearish yesterday. The daily crossed bearish on United Healthcare today. We've got a buy on Home Depot. It looks okay, but I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it. I mean, the technicals don't line up for me to buy this right now. Looking at Goldman Sachs, no. I mean, these are, I mean, okay, Microsoft, way overbought. Way overbought. This one, when it does fall, it's going to fall pretty hard. And I would say if it breaks below 195, it's probably going to fall down pretty darn hard. Visa has a daily bearish cross on this as well. I mean, McDonald's obviously looks really bad, but you know, from a technical perspective, McDonald's actually looks pretty good to buy. 3M also looks pretty good to buy. It looks like it's basing down here, which is a good thing. When things start basing, they tend to move up. Now it's basing again. It's probably going to move up. We have an expansion, and more than likely it's going to consolidate, and then it's going to expand again. And we don't know which direction it's going to extend, but it looks like it wants to move in the opposite direction, which is up. Let's take a look at Johnson & Johnson. Let's take a look at Caterpillar and Walmart. I'll flip-flop these: Procter & Gamble, Walmart, IBM, Travelers, and let's take a look at good old Disney. Disney not doing so good right now, and Nike. All right, again, here we go. Johnson & Johnson looks like a decent buy. Caterpillar looks like an okay buy. Procter & Gamble, I mean, the buy looks good, but the daily looks bad. So for that reason, I wouldn't be buying it. Taking a look at Walmart, no. IBM is looking okay. IBM looks okay to me. What I'm trying to get is a consensus on, you know, how much looks good versus how much looks bad. Right now, I mean, some of the stuff does look good to buy. Some of the stuff does look good to buy. Let's take a look at American Express. We already took a look at JP Morgan, CVX. Let's take a look at Merck and Intel, Verizon, Cisco, ExxonMobil, and good old Coca-Cola. All right. I mean, American Express actually looks really good. CVX looks really good. Verizon looks really good. And ExxonMobil looks really good. We've got some bullish divergence on this. Coca-Cola looks okay. I mean, the one that looks really good right now for me is ExxonMobil. American Express looks good. You know, I'm going to go ahead and just put these in here. And we're going to go ahead and track some of these because some of these look really good. The daily on some of these are really low, which is good for a potential pivot to the upside. Let's take a look at Walgreens and let's take a look at Pfizer, see what these guys look like. Pfizer looks pretty bad, so it means the technicals probably look okay. Yeah, Pfizer is another one that looks good. We're going to keep an eye on these guys. We're going to keep an eye on all four of these: American Express, CVS, ExxonMobil, and Pfizer. Do not execute trades based on this video. This is not financial advice. I'm simply looking at charts and just looking to track some of these. And I may or may not be taking positions in some of these. If I do, I will alert the Discord. I will not alert YouTube. The main reason for that is because you know, when I talk about positions and all of that on YouTube, people tend to get really butthurt and report my videos to YouTube, and so therefore videos get banned, so there's no incentive for me to talk about any kind of positioning on here. So I'm not taking any positions based on this. If I do, it'll be alerted on the Discord. If you want access to the Discord, throw a comment in the YouTube chat. throw a comment in the YouTube chat. I was just reading Chris's comments. Instructions unclear. All in SPY 310 call. Yeah, no, don't do that. But at any rate, if you want access to the Discord, throw in a comment in the YouTube chat, and I will be more than happy to get an invite code out to you. And of course, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, good evening. Stay happy, stay healthy, take care, and I will catch you all in the Discord later. Take care, everyone.